province or of the federation are bound to provide you this information. A vigilant and courageous press provides a public service. We often forget this. Chief Justice Evans Hughes of the US Supreme Court about 90 years ago said, "The administration of government has become more complex, the opportunities for malfeasance and corruption have multiplied, crime has grown to more serious proportions, and the danger of its protection by unfaithful officials and the impairment of the fundamental security of life and property by criminal alliances and official neglect emphasizes the primary need of a vigilant and courageous press." This was said 90 years ago in the United States of America Supreme Court. I've given references to the case laws at the bottom of the paper. Informed citizens, including journalists, can better identify wrongdoing in governance and demand accountability. And if those exercising power know that they are subject to public scrutiny, they are less likely to abuse power. Without these mechanisms, corruption and misgovernance can run unquestioned and unchecked. In 1991, when I was still a lawyer, I wrote an article titled "Freedom for the Thought We Hate," in which I mentioned the recent PTV's Khabarnama, which broadcast the Minister for Interior's criticism of the leader of the opposition's speech, but whose speech was never broadcast. So you have to figure out from the criticism what the speech was. I wonder if this is still happening in Pakistan. The title of my article was an extract from the rebuke by the celebrated Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes of the US Supreme Court. Quote, "If there is any principle of the Constitution that more imperatively calls for attachment than any other, it is the principle of free thought. Not free thought for those who agree with us, but freedom for the thought we hate. Presenting only one side of a story, broadcasting selected messages, and controlling the media is not permissible." Mr. Fatehab Ali Khan, the president of the Mazdoor Kisan Party, filed a petition in the Sindh High Court against two public corporations seeking equal coverage of political parties. Chief Justice Ajmal Mia, who was then the Chief Justice of the Sindh High Court and later became the Chief Justice of Pakistan, wrote, "It is unfortunate to observe that the Broadcasting Corporation and Television Corporation have not been able to establish their credibility as independent organs. The respondent corporations, being public functionaries, are expected to act in a fair, just, and equitable manner and to treat all alike as enjoined by Article 4 of the Constitution." Another significant judgment on keeping public corporations free from government control and press was by a three-member bench of the Lahore High Court, and all these three judges of the Lahore High Court were subsequently elevated to the Supreme Court. The court held that Pakistan Television Corporation and Pakistan Broadcasting Corporation were public services and were required by their own charter to maintain a balance while bringing national activities to public awareness and to present views in relation thereto in an accurate and impartial and balanced manner. The court also drew a distinction between the Prime Minister addressing the nation in his capacity as Prime Minister and when he spoke as party's leader. If the Prime Minister spoke as a party leader, then the opposition was entitled to equal coverage, and if this was not done, it would be clearly discriminatory and not permissible. The principle that would equally apply to every minister and every other spokesperson. A free and robust press is the backbone of a democracy. It serves both as a conscience and as a mirror. Without a free press, democracy quickly descends into an empty word, with its principles reduced to hollow ideas. Throughout history, totalitarian regimes have suppressed the press and imposed censorship. In Pakistan, freedom of the press is stipulated as a fundamental right. Fundamental rights enshrined in the Constitution are not favors which may be bestowed on the people. Violating fundamental rights is a violation of the Constitution. Obedience to the Constitution is the inviolable obligation of every citizen, as Article 5 provides. Anyone curtailing it is an enemy of the people and the Constitution and must be held accountable. When citizens fight for press freedom, they fight for their own rights. If the people surrender their right to free speech and expression or permit the censorship of the press, it will not be long before other guaranteed freedoms are taken away. A free press is vital to disseminate the voice of the people. It is also necessary to expose injustice, wrongdoing, corruption, and high-handedness. Almighty Allah also enjoins that we speak up against injustice, wrongdoing, and corruption. I have given the references to the verses of the Holy Quran. To countenance restrictions on free speech and expression offends an essential article of the Islamic faith. Incidentally, it's interesting that Article 19 was the article mentioned in the Declaration of Human Rights and is also the same article which was chosen in the Constitution of Pakistan. And Article 19, as you all will know better, is mentioned somewhere else, not as an article, but number 19 is mentioned as in somewhere else as well. In a verse of the Holy Quran, Alayha Tisata Ashara, and over it are 19. One of the mysterious verses of the Holy Quran. Was 19 chosen because it was mentioned in the Quran? That's a question which you may want to ponder. Article 19 is a prime number, and there are some very interesting articles on the Holy Quran with regard to Article 19 which you may want to look up. This is from the 74th Surah of the Holy Quran, verse 30. There may be times when one is absolutely certain of the validity of one's views, but even disagreeable speech and expression of others must not be curbed. The writer and law professor, Richard Dooling writes, quote, "The more certain you are, the more you should resist the temptation to silence those who disagree." During the premiership of Liaquat Ali Khan, who was Pakistan's first Prime Minister and the right-hand man of the Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Pakistan signed and bound itself to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Pakistan had the distinction of being amongst the original 48 signatories to the declaration, which has now been signed by 150 countries. Article 19 of this declaration relates to press freedom. Everyone has the right, and I quote, "Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers." Pakistan made an auspicious beginning, a righteous commitment by Pakistan's first elected Prime Minister 72 years ago. Is this commitment and guarantee of a free press burning bright, or is it being extinguished? Reporters Without Frontiers is an international non-profit organization which has consultative status with the United Nations, UNESCO, and the Council of Europe. I mentioned this to show its credibility. This organization publishes the World Press Freedom Index, evaluating 180 countries and ranks them according to the prevalence of press freedom. Its rankings reveal that we are not living up to what Pakistan's founders wanted. In 2017 and 2018, Pakistan stood at the very low 139th position in terms of the Freedom Index. It then slipped to the 142nd position in 2019 and then took the plunge to a shameful 145th position. The Honorable Muhammad Ali Jinnah, as a member of the Legislative Council, stood before a foreign occupying power and spoke against the Press Act, which the British had introduced, and which he said was a striking blow to the liberty of the press which we all prize, unquote. He called to, quote, "protect those journalists who are doing their duty and who are serving both the public and the government by criticizing the government freely, independently, honestly, which is an education for any government." An education for any government. I always welcome when I'm criticized because I may be educated and do better next time. I wish you all every success, for without your voices, we risk losing our way, losing our constitution and our nation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for this great honor.
पहले फोटो है पहले
पहले फोटो है
पहले फोटो
फिर चाय पीते
तो कैसा कुछ चाहिए नहीं चाहिए कैसा वहां से
हैं।
खालसा हमारे साथ